I'm here with Anika Williams, the author of Love's All That Makes Sense, a mother-daughter memoir, published in 2013 by Bridge-Ross Communications, available on Canada Commons. Anika, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Did you write this on a Mac or PC?
Wrote this on a PC.
Good to hear.
Mhm.
Lots of people can relate to a line in the beginning of your book. It's hard to keep living life on autopilot when you find yourself driving over bumps, potholes, and junk in the road. In your case, tell me what those first few bumps were and how old were you when they happened?
So when I was writing that, I was talking about the fact that, I had been kind of going through life on autopilot in a lot of ways. My mom, the reason I was writing that, my mom started sending me some letters about her experience with schizophrenia. And it made me realize that there were so many things that I had just been kind of stuffing away, if you will, kind of in my emotional closet, just because I didn't brought up a painful time. My mom got sick when I was little, and there was a lot of things that my family just didn't talk about. And so I just adopted that too. So not only did I not talk about it, but I didn't want to think about it. And I didn't want to think about all the ways it was showing up. And so that whole autopilot thing is just because you bury something doesn't mean it's gone and doesn't mean it's not having an impact on your life and kind of showing up. A lot of times you can't connect the dots. And so for me, things were showing up. I was, having certain, I would always need to be in control. Like I often would kind of pick people I needed to save because I was, hadn't saved my mom in my mind as a child. And so those were those things where I was kind of talking about, started to just kind of wake up and see that some of these things in my life that I just thought were kind of random were actually patterns that were set in place such a long time ago. And those letters kind of woke me up to that, kind of jolted me kind of out of that autopilot.
Well, this book gives an incredible window into the world of a family living with schizophrenia. And, these letters were not originally intended for the public, but in what way has sharing them made a difference for you?
A big way, like part of my family, they were things we didn't talk about, especially I think being in the African American community, talking about things like mental illness was very taboo. And it was also very taboo in my family. But when you don't talk about things, it just becomes, I think it takes on this bigger than life kind of nature to it. And so opening up and really sharing my story, I think really allowed me to just get out a lot that I needed to, but it also really allowed me to connect a lot more deeply with other people who then started opening up and sharing their stories and things I never would have imagined. Really important too, just kind of that I guess the lines of communication that it opened up by being honest.
The book is called Love's All That Makes Sense, a mother-daughter memoir, published by Bridge-Ross Communications. Anika, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.